The delivery was pretty uneventful. I had a C-section, but everything went well. Drew came out, appeared to be perfect, no problems at all. Other than the doctor did notice that he had a heart murmur and had him checked by a cardiologist, and she said, you know, there's a little bit more to it. It's not just a murmur. He does have a condition called tetralogy of Fallot.
I really didn't know what to expect. We were scared, but we were still happy. We would go home every night. He acted like a normal baby. There was nothing alarming. He slept a lot. I remember that. He slept between 19 and 21 hours a day. We'd have to pinch him to keep him awake long enough to finish a bottle.
There are 4 things that can make up the tetralogy of Fallot diagnosis, and unfortunately Drew did have all 4 of those things that were wrong with his heart. They decided to go in and immediately do a heart cath to try to figure out the exact severity of it, and then immediately scheduled for him to have his first surgery, which was going to be a shunt. They did go in and do that right shunt for him, really to just kind of buy him some time, to let his little body grow some before they would go in and do the open heart that would repair the condition for that time.
He went through the shunt. That was pretty scary after the shunt, walking into the room and seeing the tubes and the little scars on the side and not being able to hold him or comfort him, and the IVs, and that was the worst, where they had the brace on his arm that kept his arm straight where he couldn't hug you. That was hard. You feel helpless. You want to be there. At that age, there's not a lot of verbal comfort that you can give. It's mostly physical. You pick them up, you hold them, you hug them, you hold them close, and you couldn't do that. You can't. You have the drainage tubes coming out. He had a pacemaker at that time.
That shunt surgery went well, so we were able to go home after he had healed enough. We're really kind of going on again with life and just loving having the baby at home with us, and just loving on him and being excited new parents. Unfortunately, one of the things that happens with this diagnosis is that kids can turn blue. He's not getting enough oxygen, so that in turn causes his lips to turn blue, different parts of his body to turn blue. But that for us was an indicator that there was something going on again. As a mom, that's really scary. It's scary the first couple of times when they go in and they do a small incision on the side, and they tell you that they're going to do the repair, but to know that they're really going to be in your child's chest, working on his heart, and this is life-threatening, and it really, for me, that was the moment that it was clear. This was serious.
I really don't think about it at all. Sports, daily life, I just think I'm just a normal kid that has a couple of scars on his chest. Never give up. They told me I would never play sports, I would never be athletic, I'd never be tall. Well, right now I'm 6 foot and I'm into sports, so my thing's always been to prove them wrong, to do what I can do and prove people wrong, that I can be a normal kid. My mom's really scared to let me wrestle, but I got to wrestle.
I think he was 0-14 at one time. In every match, he would just smile, which made losing irrelevant. But the second to last match, he won his only match of the year.
It was probably one of my greatest times of my life, because knowing me putting in the work during practice and finally winning the match at the last second made me really happy. And seeing my teammates on the side cheering for me was a real confidence booster. Right now it's soccer. I love playing with my teammates and my coach. Then right after that I get to go play basketball with my other teammates, which is tons of fun, going on trips, staying out late from games, just a lot of fun hanging out with my teammates.
He's now 17 and he's still doing really well. They're happy with his progress. He has minimal to little blowback. He hasn't had any blue spells. His endurance is better than mine was at that age.
People ask me, is Drew going to outgrow this? No, you don't outgrow a heart condition. You know, it's not going to go away. Now he will outgrow the repair that they did, which will mean that he's going to need to have surgery again in the future. He's going to need cardiac care for the rest of his life.
He's already passed so many of my hopes. One day I hope he finds someone that loves him as much as his mother and I, and that he can have kids of his own and feel the joy that Angie and I feel when we see him.
Keep every day like it's like the best day ever.
What is your why? Why are you supporting the American Heart Association? You know, my why is Drew.